The gentleman from Illinois, Mr. Hultgren. You're recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Chairwoman Biggert. Thank you all for being here today. A couple questions. First, Dr. Scherer, wondered, with the autumn annual licensing survey, wondered what the biggest surprise you have found from autumn, and just wondering if you're seeing any trends that encourage you or anything that disturbs you really from the findings from autumn, the I guess Association of University Technology Managers annual licensing survey. So I wondered if you could give me any thoughts on that.
I'd be happy to. We just completed 20 years of holding and conducting the licensing survey, and I had a chance to look over some of the trends of that data for the last 20 years. We don't have 20 years worth of data points for every question within the licensing survey. The one result that I found most surprising was that if you look at and it's in my the attachment of my materials, if you look at the rate of federal research funding over the last 20 years, you can see there's been a very steep and steady increase in federal funding. And what I found amazing was how closely the number of new invention disclosures mirrors that curve. Again, it's on a different scale, but the shape of those lines and the increase of those lines is very similar. We've always said that the amount of federal funding drives the amount of tech transfer that we expect to see at our universities, but I didn't expect the data to mirror each other that closely. The other interesting thing is that everything sort of follows from it. As we get more inventions disclosures, we file more patents. As we file more patents, we get more issued patents. As we negotiate more licenses, we see more products on the market, and we're actually awaiting some new job data that's going to be released tomorrow at the Bio International meeting in Boston with calculations of jobs created as a result of that licensing revenue.
Great, thank you. I wonder, open this up to any of you that would have some thoughts on this, but one of my passions is, again, encouraging young people to go into research and science, and wonder, just as we're considering ways to help faculty and students transfer more of the technology that they conduct research on, wondered from your perspective, are younger faculty more open to spending time on technology transfer? Have you seen that institutions have built technology transfer into their tenure award system, or what approaches could we do and that have you seen to catch future faculty at earlier stages in their careers to encourage them in this process of technology transfer?
Yes, I think that's a great question, because we are seeing efforts to try to engage both the younger faculty in particular, but also some of the students, the postdocs and the grad students who are engaged in these research activities. They're very much interested in engaging in these, both for career opportunities, but also for learning and for their own networking purposes. At the University of Michigan, we make it a point to try to reach every new faculty and to make sure that they're acquainted with our office and the advantages. We've been surprised that sometimes in the recruiting trips from faculty to Michigan, they're actually looking for our capabilities, and it's one of the factors in the decision. That's always great. We're looking for ways to try to engage students in particular in this through internships. The Fellows program that I mentioned is a great way to bring in grad students and postdocs and introduce them to new opportunities and the thought process, the decision process that shows their attraction in the marketplace. And we're now trying to experiment with an opportunity to take postdocs who often have challenging academic career decisions, and if they're interested in following a commercialization path through a new company that we've licensed or into an existing company, to provide some funding to give them that path to see if that might be the career decision they'd like to make. So all of those things are very important for the culture of the university, for the vibrancy of the region, and for our activities in tech transfer.
I would also like to comment that we've done a number of programs as well at the university. We do factor in participation in the patenting and invention disclosure process as part of promotion and tenure decisions. I think that's very important to get our faculty engaged. And we're seeing a lot of activity towards this coming out of the departments. They're very interested in innovation. They're very interested in seeing an impact from their research. We've also developed a program for an entrepreneurship minor for students in the College of Arts and Sciences, and it is our most popular minor to date. We also have a program where we're teaching how to start a company through our business school, and that's accessible to all faculty, students, and staff. It's in the evening and it's free. So we're really trying to promote this. As part of our new Innovate at Carolina fundraising campaign, we also intend to some of the money is going towards innovation faculty so that we can really extend and consider this opportunity. Thank you.
I'm going to ask one more question real quick. My time's running down, but I'd love to get some quick comments on one last thing. Many of you have talked about programs that allow business people to come alongside faculty and to assist in commercialization process here. Wondered if you could just briefly talk about best practices that you've seen to help us do that.
One area of the best practices is to have an entrepreneur in residence type of program where you bring a skilled industry expert into the university and let them spend X period of time, maybe 6 months, and you work with them to meet with faculty and potentially find an opportunity that they would spin out into a company.
We also use entrepreneurs and local business people to help us make tough decisions if we're deciding on whether or not a technology we should continue with that. If the licensing is stagnant, we gather their expertise, help us redirect the technology, help us find some way to help the company if necessary. Very valuable resource.
And quickly, we took an approach of a mentor in residence. We changed it because rather than follow one technology, we wanted them to have a portfolio of technologies like staff. It's been great with assessment, and it's been great for faculty consulting, and it's really enhanced our capabilities.
And finally, real quickly, before we fund any project that's a tech transfer or otherwise, we engage outside industry experts to help evaluate the viability of it. So we're making sure that there's a commercial viability before we spend the dollars.
Well, thank you again. Thanks for your speed answers there, but appreciate it so much. Appreciate you being here, and I yield back. Thank you.